Today I'm going to talk about podcasting, the power of podcasting, and I believe that I'm going to help people podcast. Indeed, seems to be my calling in the short term, at least short to mid-term, helping people podcast. So I'll discuss that a little bit on this episode, and of course there'll be our standard diversions, twists, and turns. See you after the intro. Hello, I'm back. First off, subscribe. Subscribe below. There we go. Subscribe below. Throw in a comment. Hey, you're amazing. Or, hey, man, I love it when you ramble. Or, man, could you just stick to the point? Again, I'm going to talk about the power of podcasting. I believe that I get to help people podcast. But first off, can we talk about the elephant in the room? My lamb chops. My 70s-ish lamb chops. I was, how old was I? In the 70s. At the end of the 70s, I was 12 years old. So I spent a lot of my kid time getting in trouble in the 70s. Latchkey, full-on latchkey kid. Wilson, Wyoming, which is a tiny little town outside of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. 6 miles out, population 200. I grew up in a town with population 200. Shooting guns, shooting gophers. Yeah. Divorced parents. Anyway, enough about that. So podcasting. I finally posted my first YouTube video with me on video walking, and I don't believe it's my best look. So that was growth for me to go ahead and put that on the airwaves. And now, per usual, once you take that messy action, it opens the cork of the bottle, or it lets the genie out of the bottle, or it opens Pandora's box. Now Pandora's box is not so much, hey, here, say hi to this little wee child. Hello, wee child. Hello. How cute is that?
Strong-willed wee child.
Strong-willed wee child. We like that.
When not being strong-willed.
Yes. Thanks for that diversion. Encinitas, California. As far as podcasting, YouTubing, being creative, creating content, I would encourage everybody to, even if you're blogging, or I suppose FaceTime living, or any of the living, TikToking, Instagramming, Snapchatting. Can you go live on LinkedIn these days? Man, just let it rip. I got this really cool little microphone. It's called the Shure MV88. Get yourself a microphone. Get yourself a microphone so that when you're out and about doing the mundane things, perhaps you can record an episode when the inspiration is hitting you. I'm also going to tell you that I'm big into meditation. Like, I love some meditation. I love meditation. I love prayer. I love connecting, with Source, God, higher power. Call it whatever you want. The infinite intelligence. And I believe tapping into that allows that creativity to flow. So I'll talk about that and reference that a bunch. I will. Big into A Course in Miracles right now. ACIM. Check out A Course in Miracles. It's a great way to tap into Source. Source? I don't know where Source is. So you can channel, so you can co-create with the universe. But it's very clear to me. I had gone to Funnel Hacking Live 2021 a few months ago. At the time of this recording, 4 months ago by now? Coming up on 4 months. And I was switching from a being this healing modality. I can help people with a healing modality towards, no, I love business. I love business. I love sales and marketing. I've got an extensive history in sales and marketing. I'm good at it. And I've always had the dream of the one-to-many on a bigger scale. So I did a ton of direct mail marketing, which is direct response. But I like the idea of being on stage, perhaps, and selling that way. So when I was at Funnel Hacking Live, it became very clear to me as I was talking to people, networking, just being friends with everyone, meeting people, that a lot of people struggle on the publishing side, getting out an episode every day, for example, or even every week, or a few times a week. And that can be, blogging, YouTubing, podcasting, lives on any of the channels. But it's easy for me, honestly. It's easy for me. It's very easy for me to get an episode out every day. Now, I love Gary Vee's take on it. Quality is subjective. And that was a big hang-up for me when I got started. I had this vision of how an episode needed to be perfect. There is the ideal, and that ideal is to, provide service, provide value, have your topic, perhaps, give the 3 steps to success or whatever, but to try and add value. So at the end, somebody goes, oh yeah, this was valuable. And that the more you can add value, the bigger your, of course, viewership grows. But I was offered a structure that was very limiting to rapid creation of content. So when I started in the podcast game a year and a half ago, hopefully you're seeing this 5 years from now, and so it's like six and a half years ago. But I was offered a methodology of creating podcast episodes. It was so rigid, and there's no way I could thrive within it. I just couldn't. And some people can, and some people have a tremendous success with the rigid, frameworks. But I needed more flexibility. And once I was able to break free of that rigid framework and just let it rip and drop into a stream of consciousness and, talk to source and God, how can I be of service and what can I bring to the table, that it could get me past just that one episode. Like on a per episode, you might listen to this episode and go, well, this is not objectively quality content, but the body of work. If this pushes me forward, this episode pushes me forward to a better quality of work, well then, hey, it is working. So if I can have a broader perspective than just on a per episode basis, it makes it a lot easier to crank out content and episodes on a daily basis. I will say this, over the year and a half of podcasting, I try to tie whatever it is back to the entrepreneurial journey, because that's what I'm talking about a lot these days, is the entrepreneurial journey. I'm switching arms, apologize. That water bottle got heavy. There, now you can get my the other profile. So, and I'm about direct response marketing and right now, and sales, direct response, building your platform, to get your word out, building your audience. And so I would encourage anybody to take from this episode right here, just get publishing. Like, get publishing. Just do it and trust that, do a little prayer, a little meditation, talk to your creator, whatever that is. Like, hey, what's the message you want me to bring? What do you want me to say here? And then trust. In the moment, it might feel brutal, might feel painful, but trust that as your body of work comes together, it will be a message worth carrying. Someone will hear what they need to hear. Okay, that was a pretty good, effective rant, I feel like. Love to all. Oh, I'll say this too, what's coming? Of course, don't forget to subscribe. A challenge is coming. Any day, not any day, over the next few weeks, I'm going to have a Start Your Podcast challenge. It'll be a 5-day challenge. Fun thing about seeing yourself on video is you're like, oh wait, my shirt's crooked or whatever. Who knows, doesn't matter. A further distraction. Oh, by the way, too, there's a ton of really effective YouTubers out there that would probably be horrified by this right now. But so be it. Not glossy, not shiny. What was I saying? Challenge is coming. A 5-day Get Your Podcast Started challenge. More details to follow, to come over the next coming days and weeks. But look for that. That's it. Have a good day out there.